spiritual renaissance right now, and I don't think people really understand what's going on, the spiritual ramifications of what's taking place right now, because they're using a lot of distractions, right? So they have something called RFID chips. I'm going to explain that toward the end of this video. All right, I'm on a jail call, so y'all got to work with me now. Once I say 1 minute, I mean that's all we can do. So I'm going to get as much out as I can. What's meant to come out, you will get. All right? That being said, so they have RFID chips. Okay, it's two tactics they're using to make you focus on these to get these RFID chips in you. All right, the first tactic they're using is the banking crisis. A lot of people around the country may or may not be paying attention to what's going on with all these banks closing. Silicon Valley closed, First Republic closed, and more will be closing because the Kundalini energy is rising on the planet. So these banks are crashing like I told you they will, because it's endgame, right? Zeus, a.k.a. Satan, and his system is done with. Now, you have all these banks around the country closing down, all right? So it's also a part of the agenda, though, okay? Remember in 2020, all the big billionaires started stepping down. So we're still in that, all right? They came with the pandemic, but the pandemic didn't work because you had individuals like myself exposing the truth, all right? So now, these banks are looking like they're crashing and closing down. So the reason they're doing that is because they are putting an end to their money system as we know it. All right, so they want to get this chip in you. So by them closing the banks down, all right, that's their way of getting rid of cash, plastic coins. That's over with. They're even telling you, hey, they're selling gold coins, silver coins. Pay attention now, out of the U.S. Treasury. Pay attention. All right. So what they want to do is they want you to focus on this bank crisis because these banks closing down. So now when they come with this chip, you're going to be open to it. You're going to have 90% of the country that's going to allow them to implant this RFID chip within them. All right? The reason people are going to go for it is because they're going to do it just like they did the pandemic. All right? Niggas wasn't taking no shots. If you remember, when the pandemic first hit, when the hot sauce 19 first hit, niggas and majority of the population was not with it. But what did they do, though? They told you, once they seen that you wasn't with it, hey, if your ass want to work, you will take this shot. Man, 90% of the people went and got the shot right then and there, right? So it's the same thing with this. Hey, well, if you want to buy, trade, or sell, food, shelter, clothing, land, all this stuff requires income, right? It requires money. So if there's no more cash and there's no more plastic, which is credit cards and debit cards, then how are you going to pay for your food and your shelter and your clothing, right? If you want to pay for that, you're going to have to get this chip. Right then and there, everybody gonna go for it. Because when you walk in your grocery store, there ain't gonna be no more cash register machines. You're gonna start seeing these little monitors. They're already getting you ready for it. Like when you do your Apple Pay. You got everywhere you go, you got your little Apple Pay signs, and you can just put your phone up to it. They're already getting you ready for the chip. Okay, so it's gonna be the same thing.
For this video, I'm going to be testing a Prox card, hotel key card, and a credit card against some RFID wallets I bought on Amazon. We've got an expensive one here, which cost me about $30, and then I've got a cheap one here that costs $7. We're also going to be testing the luxury Gucci wallet. First up, we've got the Prox card in the cheap wallet. You can see that reads pretty easily. Now for the expensive wallet, you can see it's a little harder to read, but there are still some parts that get through. Now for the expensive Gucci wallet, you can see absolutely nothing, 100% protection, even though the card isn't completely covered. Now Prox cards are low frequency and the rest of the cards are high frequency, so we're swapping out the antenna. Now we're going to try the hotel card in the front of the cheap wallet, and we can see that it does get through here a little bit, so we're going to try putting it in the back, and now there's pretty much complete protection. With the expensive wallet, even the front is fully protected, even though the card is not completely covered. And of course the Gucci wallet works too. Now finally we've got the credit card. I'm going to put this again in the front of the cheap wallet, but this time we're not actually getting anything at all. Same goes for the expensive wallet, and we're not even getting anything with our ripped Gucci wallet. I guess the tinfoil hat brigade were right about something.